Hello everyone, I'm Onna Harps and welcome back to my channel. I will be reviewing all things reality TV over here. I'll do some hot topics and a little bit political commentary. But today I am going to be reviewing Season 1, Episode 5, Kandi in the Gang, and it's aired on Bravo TV. Now, if you guys remember, last week closed with Kandi and Todd wanting to have a discussion with Chandrika in terms of whether or not she wanted to continue her employment there. But Chandrika had said in a confessional that, she's just trying to basically help y'all up your game. She said, she's not new to this and she's just kind of trying to prevent this restaurant from getting shut down by the health department like the other restaurant got shut down by the health department. So anyway, now we're going to go to Brandon's house. Brandon is the manager. He's at the house. He's cleaning up, spraying air freshener, and he's waiting for Dominique, the bartender at the Old Lady Gang, to come over to his house because they're in a relationship. Brandon is the manager at Old Lady Gang. Dominique is the bartender at the Old Lady Gang. But anyway, Dominique informed Brandon that, she was going to be leaving for London because she got a dance gig with Rick Ross. Now, Dominique, she's also a professional dancer, so good for you. And she also aspires to dance for Beyonce, and we've seen her in a practice session, and she is, really good. So now we go to Brian's house. Brian is still on house suspension and he's still making his soul food egg rolls. And he said that, he's selling out every week. The egg rolls look really delicious. But the thing about it is, I don't know how it equates to soul food because last week I saw him making some egg rolls and he had some lobster meat and some shrimp and some carrots. So I'm not quite sure how that equates to soul food. But anyway, him and Chandrika make the egg rolls. They both tear up the egg rolls. And Chandrika invites Brian to the team building exercise that Kandi has planned for them, and he accepts. So now we're at the Old Lady Gang. You have Todd, Kandi, Philip, and Don Juan present. Remember Philip, he's the general manager of the Old Lady Gang. He wants to fire Brian for being disrespectful when he asked Brian to not eat at the bar counter. So he's dead set on wanting to let Brian go, but Kandi said, let's just see, put it on hold and make a decision and see what's going to happen after we go to this team building exercise. So the next day, Chandrika tells Brandon that she had a meeting with Todd and Kandi in regards to her saying that she didn't give a F about the restaurant. And Brandon said, well, I think you did say that. See, Brandon doesn't remember that he had that conversation with Chandrika over the phone, and he still doesn't know that Don Juan has taken the audio out of his office. But anyway, he told Chandrika no, that he was not the one that had told Kandi and Todd that she didn't give a F about the restaurant. So the next day, Chandrika approaches Patrick. Patrick is Kandi's cousin. He's the parking attendant. And Melvin, because she's on a mission to find out, you guys are supposed to be my friends, who went back and who snitching that I said that they didn't give a F about the restaurant. So Brandon and Melvin, they both say no, that, they didn't tell Kandi and Todd. And, she didn't come at them aggressive or any type of way. But, those guys were really disrespectful because Melvin told her, he was like, just get your nasty ass on. I mean, who raised him? You know what I'm saying? But this is Kandi's cousin. This is how you communicate with your fellow employee, and, a female at that. That's how you talking to females out there? So, now, we go to Kandi's house. It's Riley's birthday. Riley has been away in New York. I believe she goes to the Fashion Institute. No. Riley is going to school for law, and Todd's daughter, Michaela, is going to school or is going to be enrolling in school in the Fashion Institute of Technology because she says she wants to be a fashion designer. But let's back that up. As far as Michaela being a fashion designer, I'm going to have to see some sketches from her. I'm going to have to see, some drawings. I'm going to have to see some fashions because every time you see Michaela, she's sitting over there like she just finished shopping at the dollar store. Okay, so now they're all gathered around outside. It's Kandi, Todd, a few other people, Michaela, and Riley, as I said. So let's just, like Riley, she looks a little bit, different. That's Kandi's daughter. She's not the little girl that we saw from season 2 when Kandi came on the show. She's all grown up. She's going to school for law in New York, and this is her sophomore year. So we could say that she's definitely gained her freshman 20. And she was sitting there with this long honey blonde wig on down to her waist, and those eyelashes that they wear, looking like little spiders hanging off of their eyes. Barely can hold your eyes up. And she had a face full of makeup on. So let's just say that Riley has definitely changed. So Todd is trying to interact with Michaela, and if you notice, ever since season 2, Michaela has never said more than yeah, whatever. I've never really seen Todd have a serious relationship, a serious conversation with Michaela. The only conversation that I've ever seen him have with Michaela is when she turned 18 and he asked her what her intentions were, and they discussed other things. But it was at that point that Michaela said that, why aren't you helping me? You're giving Riley all of these things, but you're not helping me. And if you go back and look at that episode, Todd said, you weren't raised that way. And I'm looking at Todd like, what the heck do you mean she wasn't raised that way? I mean, before you made Kandi, you made 6 figures. So you're basically, so were you sharing with Michaela? Because if you remember, people, in season 2, Michaela said, well, I don't really want to be here, because she didn't want to be down south. And she was like, well, you never like really wanted me to be here before. And Todd was like, I'm here now. So he told her, that's not how you were raised. And I'm saying, all this work that you're doing, you're not going to put your daughter in the same lifestyle, that you're in. And the reason why Michaela probably never really talks is because she looks like she doesn't want to be there. Kandi had tried to give her some money one time, and Todd, I think it was for her graduation or something, and Todd told Kandi no. She has to work for what she wants. My thing is that yes, your children have to work for what they want, but don't you want to like soften that load a little bit? I gave my daughter a car when she was 16 years old, but yes, she had to get a job, and she had to pay her own car insurance, and she had to pay for her gas. That's how you teach responsibility. So anyway, we'll go to the team building exercises. Okay, so finally, the whole old lady gang, they go to the team building exercises. They perform the exercises. It was a tie score, and Kandi gave all of them $100 for participating. But see, this is the thing, Kandi. I could actually save you some money here. First of all, you don't need branding. What do you need Brandon for? You had to hire Philip as a general manager to come in so that he could identify the problems that were going on at Old Lady Gang. And Brandon should have been the one that should have been able to identify those problems. So you don't need Brandon. The only thing that I've ever seen Brandon do is sneak in the employee office and kiss Dominique. I haven't seen Brandon do anything other than sit at the counter, eating food. And the only disciplinary thing that I saw him do was suspend Brian for eating at the counter, doing the same thing that he was doing. And then another thing, your restaurant would benefit from some cross training. Okay, last episode, Dominique was late. Okay, nobody had cleaned up the bar back. Nobody had wiped off the counter. There were lemons and ketchup sitting, laying on the floor. All the employees walking back and forth. You need to cross train. Chandrika had brought up that the macaroni and cheese on Monday is not like the same macaroni and cheese on Friday. She brought it up at the team meeting that you guys had, and Mama Joyce and Aunt Bertha and Aunt Nora jumped all over her. Girl, what you mean the food don't taste the same on Monday as it does on Friday? Okay, you need to get somebody in there to train those people on those recipes. Now, the only people that I see that are not working in the kitchen is the old lady gang. I mean, Aunt Bertha was outside smoking a cigarette. She's supposed to be, training these people, so that you guys can have some consistency. Now, your cousin, Melvin, he's the manager of the kitchen. He's going to culinary school. Utilize him. Make your dishes a little bit, more fancier and prettier. That right there would solve your problem. Now, here's the thing. Mama Joyce said that Todd needs to come into the kitchen so that he could see the day-to-day operations before he makes any, suggestions on how the restaurant, could run more efficiently. So we'll see if Todd goes into the restaurant. But my thing is that the old lady gang is supposed to be training them on the recipes, and Brian is up in there basically, frying chicken. So you're not utilizing Brian for his skills. Okay. So anyway, Brian and Brandon finally meet up. They call him into the restaurant. I think it's Don Juan and it's Philip there. And they've made a decision as to whether they are going to keep him or let him go. But fortunately, they decided that they were going to keep him. Now, Kandi and Todd have implemented policies and procedures. They currently have a code of conduct in place and disciplinary action rules. But this is the thing. They're not going to be effective if you are not going to, follow through and, let these people go. Because every time Philip says, hey, they got to go, and Todd says that they have to go, you come up with a reason for them to stay. So you're going to have to implement some type of change. Okay, now that concludes my review on that episode. It's season 1, episode 5. But this is the thing. Mama Joyce has said in one of her confessionals that she can't stand Todd. And she said that half of Atlanta can't stand Todd. Now, Todd comes across to me as, a professional, stand-up guy. But Mama Joyce, I want you to tell us why you really don't like Todd. Because I know the reason that you say you don't like him is because he was trying to come up on Kandi, but they have like 2 kids right now, and you still don't like him. And you know, in your confessional, you like, and half of Atlanta don't like him either. Okay, so Mama Joyce, we're nosy. We want to know. Could you let us know why half of Atlanta doesn't like Todd? Okay, so they showed a preview of next episode, and the next episode starts off with Don Juan confronting Brian about his sobriety. So I don't know whether or not if he's been drinking a lot at the restaurant, or whether or not Don Juan has observed him, you know, falling off the wagon. And they're also going to confront Brandon about having a relationship with his subordinate, Dominique. And Todd has already said, no, we can't have this. One of them are going to have to go. So we already know it's going to probably be Dominique, because Dominique is getting ready to go dance for Rick Ross. So there's really not a conflict of interest here at this point. Anyway, I'm Onna Harps. That was season 1, episode 5 of Kandi in the Gang. If you like the review, just make sure you hit that like button, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell down below. And then that way you will be notified each and every time I upload a video. I'm Onna Harps. I gotta go. See ya.